What do we do when we have irregular or seasonal income? Let's dive in. Now, both Jason and I have been employees with consistent income, right? It could have been a $3,000 a month check or $5,000, or maybe you're in the situation and it's $10,000 a month every single month, and it's easy to budget. But you have a friend or you have a sister or brother that you really want to help out because they're like, oh, I got irregular income. What do I do and how do I control my money? So, Jason,
Mhm.
now that we've been employees, we're on the other side as self-employed, and our income is irregular.
Yeah. I first off, I want to say it is harder than you think it is because it's just so much work at the beginning. But once you have a system and you know what you're doing to budget that irregular income, it's actually not that hard. And I get it. That's why people have this struggle. Oh, I don't know how to budget. I just can't budget on it because my income's all over the place. Some months it's really low, some months it's really high. I just don't know how to do it. I get that. I'm so sorry that that's how you have that experience. But once you have this system, you'll be able to do it really easily going forward in the future. So the first thing you need to do is you need to create a budget on what your bottom line lowest possible income month is going to be. So let's say you don't know if you're going to make $10,000 or $3,000 or $6,000 or whatever, but you know that the worst month that you could have is $3,000. That's the worst month. I mean, outside of getting like losing your job or losing your business or whatever. Let's just say the lowest possible month is $3,000. We do a budget based on that number, $3,000. Okay, if I got $3,000, I know I'm going to do that. What do I need to do first? Priority one, priority two, priority three, et cetera, and use the stuff, S.T.U.F that we talked about. Mike, what are those? What's that acronym? Stuff. When we talk about stuff, S.T.U.F. What do we mean by that?
Correct. So we're Jason and I are going to tell you your first four priorities is going to be stuff. So S is shelter, right? First, your money needs to go towards shelter. You need a roof over your head. Then T is transportation. Now, we don't mean that you need to get an Uber out to going out to dinner every night, but what you do need is to get back and forth to work. U is utilities, right? We want to keep the lights and water on. And F is food. Now, all four of those should and most likely will fit in that minimum monthly income that Jason's talking about. And in this example, the $3,000. Hi, friend. We'll get back to the episode in 1 second, but we want to give you a free gift for joining us today. It's a 3-part free workshop where you get to learn how to get a 10% raise without doing more work. Then we're going to teach you what to do with that extra money. Because the end goal is for you to start living your ideal life years, if not decades sooner. So, do you need to get out of debt? Do you want to spend more on the life that you want to live? Or maybe you want to invest that extra income. All of these things are in this free workshop. Just go to sentinelcoaching.com/raise. That's sentinelcoaching.com/raise. Now back to the episode.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So we go down the S.T.U.F, right? And if you make $3,000 in this example a month, you can take care of that. If you can't take care of that on the $3,000, you need to make some different decisions. Okay, so we're going to create a priority list or a budget based on that $3,000. Now, if you have that month that is more than the $3,000, then you have to have a separate list, a secondary priority list of what you're going to spend that money on. So let's say you have your budget on $3,000. You can take care of all the necessities. You can breathe. Okay, you can live. You're good. And then if you bring in an extra $100, so your monthly income was $3,100, you have to predetermine what are you going to spend that $100 on? Is it going to be on clothing? Is it going to be on getting out of debt? Is it going to be on food? Is it going to be on something else? Like you have to predetermine what you're going to spend that $100 on. And then if you get $500, you have to know what you're going to spend the $500 on, et cetera, all the way through. If you make $10,000 because you had an amazing month and you budgeted on 3,000, you need to know, what am I going to put that $7,000 on? Otherwise, guess what happens? Right? It goes away. It just flies away. What happens to that money? Right? You'll put some in savings, you'll put some in investing, you'll buy something, you'll be like, wow, I'm really living, I'm going to go out to eat, I'm going to buy all this stuff. And then you'll look back and be like, oh no, the next month you were at the 3,000 again. So now you have a horrible month, right? All these different things happen. That's how you would prioritize. Anything, Mike, that you want to add to how you create that secondary priority, or the thoughts on that?
No, physically write it down. Right. It might be in a Word document on your computer, whatever. Just write it down, get it out of your head, and visualize what that looks like. Because as you go through, things may change. Right. Maybe we're having this conversation in the middle of the year in July, and you have different priorities. And then a priority comes up in November. Oh, I got to buy some Christmas presents. Right. So your priorities may change, but I also want you to keep the list active. And what I mean by that is just cross it out. Don't delete it. Don't erase it. Keep it there, and just, it's going to help you continue to make progress. And this goes with your debt, right? If it's going to be a credit card payment or a car payment that you're going to pay extra on, leave it there and have it on the list. I want you to list out every single thing, and priorities are going to come up because a year or two from now, you may have a new priority. And have the conversation with your partner. Right? Don't be this by yourself unless you're single. But if you're in a relationship, have this conversation with your partner and work as a team.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, there's all kinds, so much more that we can teach you about seasonal income, about irregular income, about budgeting. So make sure you click on the link. We've got a budgeting course that is just made for you so that you can get organized with your money, get on the path to financial freedom, start living your ideal life. And if you have debt, make sure you have that debt elimination plan. We cover that as well. So with that being said, we hope that you can budget for your irregular income, your seasonal income, and we will see you in the next video.